Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Managing dust, bulk debris, and water, it's a non-negotiable part of maintaining a safe professional job site. On job sites, a heavy-duty 16-gallon vacuum isn't a luxury, it's an absolute staple. We keep several of these units in rotation, deploying them to every single project for everything from aggressive demolition cleanup to active job site dust collection, maybe attached to a table saw or something like that. Rather than relying on corporate marketing hype, let's look at the specifications, the field utility, and the real world build quality of this vacuum. I played around with it here in the shop a little bit. I certainly don't have longevity testing for you, but to determine exactly how RIDGID's new HD1900 16-gallon vacuum will hold up to a professional workflow, let's look at suction performance. And right now we're looking at specs and what I've seen here in the shop, but to fully understand the true capability of the vacuum, you got to look past peak horsepower, and you need to focus on CFMs, cubic feet per minute, and airflow, and also air watts, which is the suction efficiency of the vacuum. This vacuum pushes 202 CFMs and 396 air watts. It packs an impressive raw suction power, and you can feel it. You can see it, it's picking up chunks and screws and stuff like that. It is engineered for high volume, dense job site mess, effortlessly swallowing bulk waste, wood chunks, framing trimmings, concrete sediment, you name it. The motor head also features an optimized drum kind of keying layout to maximize airflow seal in that canister so that you don't get performance loss around the edging, the rim, where the latches are. We frequently hook these vacuums up sometimes on a job site with a, we use I think it's called eye socket automatic vacuum switch, and it allows us to turn the miter saw on and the vacuum will turn on at the same time. It's a corded miter saw, and we use it for dust collection on the job site. It's a great tool for that. But beyond the raw suction, there's some pretty good pro features on this vacuum. So let's talk about the friction fit filter. It's been around for a while now, and RIDGID's been using it, I think, in the last 2 generations. It eliminates the legacy thread wing nut style where you have to screw that on to lock the filter. You just push and friction fit, and it goes, there's a rubber end, and it just pops onto like a grommet or something. No more fumbling or accidentally dropping that wing nut on the ground somewhere. So those pleated filters are great. They're like 20 bucks or something, $15. We exclusively, on my crew, we use the RIDGID vacuums with high quality multi-layer fleece kind of vacuum bags. Utilizing these bags, it's essential as a job site pre-filter, right? It's going to give you a ton of advantages. First of all, when you combine the bag with the pleated filter, you take a budget vacuum and you turn it into a higher filtration unit. So there are probably three major benefits to using a bag with this vacuum. One, it protects the motor. It's going to last longer. 2, it's safer, right? Dust contaminant. So it will keep the fine dust from leaking back into the air, going right out that exhaust chute, which these vacuums are famous for, leaking back into the air. And it's critical for just maintaining a safe job site for yourself, your workers, and inside client-occupied homes. And then 3, and this is a good one, it's an important one, mess-free disposal, right? These bags, they usually have an integrated little seal, flap that you can lock. You take the whole bag out, although sometimes I destroy it getting it out, but we overpack these things. But you just take the bag out, you throw it in the dumpster, you're done. Maybe you vacuum out your pleated filter, but usually the filter's in really, really good shape. Positive locking hoses. RIDGID has been doing this for a while as well. They include a 7-foot, large diameter, 2.5-inch, higher quality pro hose than they've done in the past. It features a robust clip at the end, so it snaps and directly clips at the inlet port, but also at the accessory of the pipe. When you yank on the hose to pull it around on the subfloor or whatever you're doing, it stays attached, which is nice. For how long that'll last, I don't know, because it's just a plastic tab. It can break off. While I'd prefer a longer hose and some sort of a twist lock connection like some of the higher end pro vacuums are doing, this is a good compromise for sure. It has kind of all-terrain wheels in a sense, on the rear wheels anyway. Oversized rear wheels, they slide pretty smoothly over the extension cords and a threshold and some debris that I tested here in the shop. It tracks well when you pull it as well, which is nice. I set up some small obstacles and I was going around the shop and I vacuumed the shop and I went out in my shed and I used it out there a little bit, and it does. It follows you when you pull it. It has an integrated drain, which is an absolute must, because you think about it, when this thing's full of water, lifting 16 gallons of water, a drum, to tilt and dump it, that's a recipe for back pain. The built-in large diameter drain port at the base also allows kind of floor level draining. Put a hose on it or pump it out or something like that. Let's talk about what I think needs to be improved on this vacuum. Well, the vacuum's performance is excellent. The suction is outstanding. A close look at the build quality, however, reveals some kind of manufacturing compromises. People often call it value engineering or design to cost. They definitely reared their heads. And I understand how RIDGID is made for Home Depot. Home Depot basically sets the price here, right? So to hit a specific price point, several areas of long-term job site durability and pro features get compromised. The first is a thinner plastic hull. Compared to kind of the legacy RIDGID models that I have, the drum, the casing, it just feels noticeably thinner to me. And while that succeeds in reducing maybe the overall weight of a massive 16-gallon vacuum machine, it feels cheaper to me. And it may not tolerate kind of heavy impacts or drops from a tailgate or something like that in frigid temperatures. So keep that in mind. So the top motor handle, top motor assembly has a handle. It was probably just, it's designed, to wrap a cord around it. But as well as I do, we're going to use it to lift up the vacuum. It's there, it's a handle, we're going to grab it. We found some frustrating flaws with this handle. First of all, it wiggles. And I even cranked down the 2 screws. It sways or wiggles significantly under load when there's a weight in the vacuum. It relies on pretty much a weak attachment point. It's secured by 2 small screws going through plastic into plastic. Number 2, it's too small to completely wrap the 20-foot cord around and forced me to have to use the body of the vacuum or metal handle to do that. And that's, I don't think, what it was designed for. So I think that was a miss there. 3, the metal handle for rolling it, for tilting it back and rolling it like a dolly. There's entirely too much play between the metal housing and the spring pin and the index hole in the plastic. That whole plastic surround is a primary candidate for a crack or break over time, especially a drop, cold weather, leaving these things outside and then drop, you know how it works. The metal handle makes it convenient though to tilt and roll this unit, and it does index into those plastic receivers, spring-loaded little pin. So it is nice to be able to roll it, don't get me wrong. Overall, it does not feel pro-grade, and I question long-term longevity, and I really, really wish Home Depot RIDGID would step up on this, because these vacuums are outstanding for job sites. The canister release clips, there are 2, all plastic design. They clamp the motor down onto the housing, right? Non-robust feel. We all know from experience that plastic hinge points, they break, demanding job sites, and I've broken them. We have bungee cords holding our vacuum heads down. We shouldn't have to do that. But otherwise, it's a really high-powered suction machine. It sucks like crazy. Let's talk about this new attachment ecosystem that's coming out from RIDGID. The real innovation isn't just about the rollout of this new vacuum. It's their modular NXT Max accessory platform. So historically, having every possible vacuum nozzle attachment, for brushes and nozzles and crevice tools with you meant you had to carry an accessory bag, because as well as I do, they fall off the vacuum with their friction fit, the way they store stuff. RIDGID's updated system uses a single main tool housing, the one that comes with my vacuum, right? And then they take the accessories and they just lock onto the wand or the nozzle, and they can adjust and store on it or, be engaged. It's really a nice system. It gives you kind of a 2-in-1 nozzle. And what that means is that instead of, carrying 2 or 3 main plastic nozzles, your floor sweep, your crevice tool, brush, whatever, now you have additional things that you can store on those tools. So you now have 5 or 6 options with you for your 3 nozzles. I think that's great. The base nozzle pretty much stays secure. It attaches to the wand with the tug end. I think they call it tug along, positive locking system. It's just a plastic clip, and it prevents it from pulling off. And then there's a whole bunch of interchangeable shoes, and you simply just snap out and snap in the bottom contact pad, depending on the material that you're cleaning. For example, for the floor, you can use a smooth shoe, you can use one with a brush, you could use a squeegee if there was water on the floor. There's a bunch of options for the floor sweep, the big floor sweep. This one has a brush on it. There's a bristle shoe, a little like this one. This is a bristle shoe. It's engineered for agitating embedded dirt on concrete or rough workshop floors. There's also a softer brush, which I have here, and it's a little bit softer, maybe hardwood floors. So you can switch between these. It just clips off and clips on pretty fast. So pretty nice. Again, though, you got to have a place to store all this stuff. So my overall impression of the 16-gallon Next Power Retard Vacuum, it is strictly a structural support tool, right? So it belongs either in a shop or on a job site, framing site, remodeling site, with the crew handling heavy demo dust. flood mitigation, bulk cleanup. It's a beast for picking stuff up. If you can overlook the cheaper plastic feel of the hull and the play of the handle, the raw performance alone makes it an absolute beast on the job site. Personally, this is going to make it to my job site. And, you know, I mean, what ends up happening is when they break, we cobble them together the best we can, and then we replace them. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was not meant to beat on this RIDGID vacuum. I just get bummed out when I see these folks value engineer stuff. RIDGID's a great name, and they really have a good reputation in vacuums. I personally own 4 of them, maybe 5. Let me know what you think. Tell me if you're finding the same frustrations I do with this stuff. And please, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. We'll see you at the next video. Take care.